Under the sun, the fields are alive. Cheering crowds and the teams collide. In these moments, we stand tall and free. First pride runs deep in we. With every touchdown, we rise and we cheer. Unity and spirit, the heart of the year. Raising voices, let's make it loud. In Florida's high schools, we're so damn proud. From the bleachers to the end zone to go, football and cheers make our spirits grow. Girls in the game, they're fierce and bright. Flag in hand, they give it their might. From every town they bring their dreams. On this field of gold, nothing's as it seems. Together we shine, together we play. In Florida's heart, we own this day. Raise your voices, let's make it loud. In Florida's high schools, we're so damn proud. From the bleachers to the end zones go, football and cheers make our spirits grow. So here's to the game, we'll rise and stand. Enthralling field, real night band.
It is time for the Northeast Florida edition of the Blitz here, and happy FHSAA Realignment Soapbox Day. What does that say about Chris here? I am the soapbox.
Yeah. 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 Oh, Lordy.
Welcome to the Northeast Florida edition of the Blitz here. I guess, we had to have a little fun there. The drama continues. Welcome to part 2. There'll be 4 parts. We're in the second quarter of the drama tonight.
Oh, God.
You tell me what's going on. We're into the drama here. Oh!
I'm out of Tic Tac here. And I'm about to break open these.
I'm so over it.
Oh, man.
I'm so over it. Let's really quick here. Let's do this. Let's do what we normally do, and let's just go ahead and handle this. Handle the business of real quick taking a look at the Blitz lines because if you tell me, oh man. What a close matchup between Baker County and Wakulla that basically settled that district 3A2 out there between in that stretch between Baker out between in the Panhandle. That settled that district situation out. Wakulla is the district champs. Wakulla 6-3. Baker County falls to 4-5 on the season. I believe they got Fort White this week as the remaining game left on the season. And looking at that, here we go. Yulee at Rains. Well, yeah, it was Rains a lot. Yulee very little. Not surprised. Yeah. Not surprised. And boy, we got some lots of prep. I saw that emoji sitting here laughing. I know you. I think you're laughing more because of the music and everything. By the way, I noticed something on our YouTube studio. I gotta say, if you may not like the outcome stuff, but don't if you hit the dislike on our videos, but you like what we're doing, don't hit the dislike because you're not happy about something. Hit the like button on that because hitting the dislike actually doesn't help us. It actually hurts us. So it's not. It doesn't work like how Facebook's system works, by the way. So I do want y'all to know that. But anyways, I digress. Ponte Vedra rolls over IMG Academy Junior National Team. No issues there. University Christian wins their district. 1A3 rolls all over Providence. No issues there. Middleburg. Really? Alma Mater, you let me down. The alma mater let me down. They let me down here. As soon as I get thinking they're gonna think, I should have picked against them, because you know what? Picking against them, they probably would have won. Anyways, and then Oak Cliff at Mandarin. That game, well, Mandarin rolls all over, and I thought Oak Cliff had a chance. Well, that definitely deserves a for me. man. Anyways, let's get back to it real quick. Back to the drama that we've got going on here. I call it drama because it is drama, and I just feel like because that's where I'm at with all of this.
Yeah.
Okay, I was looking up something. I was going to pull it up here right as before. I'm going to pull it up here if I can. I'm going to try to. Okay, let's see. Here we go. All right, so there's something that they use up in Indiana called the tournament success factor. I'm going to bring this up here in our here on the show here. I'm gonna try to go ahead and bring this in on the share screen. Let me go ahead and let's see. See. All right, here we go. All right, and I'm gonna go ahead and add it to the stage here in a moment. I'm gonna bring us on over here, and I'm gonna add it here. Here we go. All right, so the tournament success factor is this. Basically, I'm gonna blow it up. This is what Indiana does. So the Indiana does this. I mean, obviously, you could do this. You can modify something like this for Florida. Here we go. They do this in tournaments. In team sports, when schools are subject to reclassification, the school's reclassification shall be dependent on the school's previous tournament success. The commissioner may, however, determine if school's previous tournament success should be applied more often or less often. All right, commissioner, they're the same thing as the executive director in Indiana. All right, here you go. Look at this. 1 point for sectional champ, 2 points, 3 points, 4 points upon the conclusion of 2 consecutive tournaments and series in the same class, the previous and current year. Basically, what you're seeing here is basically saying, hey, you're successful. We're going to move you up to the next classification, and we'll continue to move you up until you basically are not winning state titles, basically leveling out the playing field, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Because you see here, after participation in the same larger class for 2 years and a school achieving 2 years of total tournament success points of 2 below a point, so they should be posited in the classification immediately below the enrollment classification of the school occupied during the unless the enrollment of the school dictates the same or higher classification previously occupied in that sport. Upon the conclusion of 2 consecutive in the same classification, see, here you go. And if they get 6 points or more, all right, after participation in the same larger enrollment for 2 years, a school achieving tournament success point of 3, 4, 5 points in the specific sport shall remain that same classification at sport. So basically saying, hey, we'll hold the line. Look at that. If they achieve 6th, well, guess what? Up they go. Well, why can't we do this here in Florida? I'd like to know, why is this not being a thought? I don't agree with Indiana's motto of letting everybody into the playoffs, and that's not what we should do here. But this is actually something everybody could probably agree upon. Some kind of model like this. Maybe it's not exactly like this, but it's like this.
Yes, I actually agree with this. I agree with this thing because it's set in stone. If you have too much success in one class, you should move up. Yeah.
What Emery says, what I hate most about the 8-game proposal is what could possibly happen to the rivalry games that are usually scheduled at the end of the season. Oh, absolutely. Now you're telling me that Hardy and DeSoto County now has to be played week 9 or week 7 or week 8. I mean, are we going to tell me the oldest rivalry in the state has to be played that week? I mean, are you going to tell me that the Muck Bowl can't be played week 11 like it's been traditionally for years? Are you going to tell me what I also love Valerie Ramirez from Palm Beach County. That's no one I feel like is going to have some vocal words come Monday morning. That's what the SSA. No, the Sunshine State Athletic Association is now a full 10 game schedule. Metro Prep. They are now a full 10 game schedule. They took the week 0 instead of having preseason games. You know, the teams can in the SSA can have preseason games the week before that, but week 0, that's a regular season week. They get 10 games. Every team in SSA had the ability to play 10 games. They did it last year. They did it this year. This was the second year they did it. They're sticking with that model. It's working for them. All right, so they are able to play 10 games too. So throw that idea out the door. That does not apply anymore.
Yeah.
But why is it that we cannot do something like this, what Indiana does with a tournament success factor? Why can't we do something like this?
You should not be in a class for too long with if you're having too much success.
I'm glad DeSoto said they're intending to apply with SSA next year with the Hardy, who's on. There you go, DeSoto County, because DeSoto's sitting there like, well, we can't. We're having a hard time competing. We'd be better off in the SSA. Lemon Bay is another one I believe is going to be joining the SSA. Lake Placid, Avon Park, I think those schools are going to be heading for the SSA. There's quite a few rural schools, and I'm gonna tell you from my understanding is that if this proposal goes, there's going to be a lot of teams that are going to be applying for SSA membership. I don't think everybody will get in, but you're going to lose. The FHSAA is bound to lose more schools with this proposal than proposing Metro Suburban back again.
Yeah, they're going to lose a lot of suburban schools more than you think. I mean, I'm sorry to say this, and I'm not here to piss anybody off from South Florida, but really, what does this plan cater to? Does it cater to South Florida, or does it really, honestly, it doesn't really cater to anybody. It really actually hurts everybody. It's going to hurt everybody, not just the suburban schools. It's going to hurt the metro schools. It's going to it's going to hurt the inner city schools. It's going to hurt everybody. This plan is going to hurt high school football. High school football is the revenue generator. All right. And what's even worse today, and we've advocated for the last few weeks, get rid of the world class, but they're still including it in the system.
I just don't understand why we're including the rural classification. Why is this? What's going on here? We've got coaches that say just get rid of it, get it out of here. It's outlived its usefulness. If we're gonna here's the thing. Why are we saying Metro Suburban was a bad thing when we're catering over here to rural? Why are we still doing rural over here? We got rural here, but yeah, we can't do Metro Suburban over here. We can't do that. Why is that? Why is it that we can't do that? Emery says DeSoto, Avon Park, Lake Placid, Lemon Bay are all announced they will apply to join the SSA next year. They will form the Heartland Conference with Hardy, Frostproof, LaBelle, which would be basically a conference that would be inside that SSA Atlantic League. I got to be honest with you. This is just it's man. I'm just. Oh man. Okay. All right. So there's more from this report that we've got with terms of content that I'm going to read some quotes to you. I'm not going to name the coaches.
What?
I'm not going to name some coaches. There's some comments. Okay. All right. Smaller schools are fighting. Okay. This is a survey from the Florida Coaches Coalition and FloridaHSFootball.com. There's some quotes here that I'm going to read. Some of these quotes, when I start reading these quotes, again, there's no names to the head coach. We do have a classification and what kind of program they are. All right. With dealing with perceived fairness in the current classification, smaller schools are fighting battles we were never built for. The system treats us like we have the same tools, but we don't. A head coach from a 2A public program. Demand for competitive balance and performance-based placement. The best should play the best, and teams should earn their way up or down based on results. A head coach from a 5A program. Regarding max press rankings and transparencies, we don't know how we're being ranked or why some teams jump ahead. It feels like a mystery formula. A head coach from a 6A suburban program. Mixed reactions about the open division, which, by the way, wasn't really discussed. Other than that, we're gonna roll with the open division somehow, somewhere. That's what I take away from it. An open division could work, but it should be optional or earned, not forced. A head coach from a 4A private program. District structure, travel burn, and local community impact. Coaches have widely emphasized the structured districts that balance competition while reducing excessive travel. Many noted that long travel requirements disrupt school routines, strain budgets, reduce community attendance, and negatively impact gate-driven revenues. Travel is killing our gates, and when fans stay home, the whole athletic department feels it. A head coach from a rural program. And I'm going to tell you another big takeaway I had today that we didn't discuss on the show. How many on the FHA board of directors actually ask questions? I could probably put
probably none of them.
On one hand.
None of them.
Well, actually, some did, but I could put them on one hand. There are some on the board that did not ask any questions at all, and I don't understand why. Do they really understand what's going on here? The livelihoods of athletic programs in the state are dependent upon what this vote is going to be come Monday, November 9 o'clock in the morning.
I mentioned this on X. I said, look, the reason the coaches want more autonomy on their schedule is because the way the playoff system is set up. That's the reason they want more autonomy.
Yes. By the way, I got to give it. Mark Kennett, thank you very much for the super stickers.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. We appreciate that. We as fans understand more than them. I feel like there's a lack of understanding. This is where and if anybody from the FHA is listening, I'm sorry. This is not a personal attack by any means here. This is not a personal attack on any one individual. What my problem is that this is going to kill athletic programs in the Sunshine State. We are already struggling.
Mm-hmm.
The programs are struggling. The media coverage is struggling. Things are struggling. Oh, man. We're at a critical crossroads right now, everybody.
Oh, yeah.
We're at a critical crossroads right now because if this plan goes through, there's going to be a lot that's going to happen. We're going to hear about more programs probably vying for the SSAA. The FHA is going to lose a lot of programs who are saying, you know what, we can't deal with this. We're out.
This is a revenue killer, too. You lose. High school football is built on communities. They're built on local rivalries.
Thank you, Chris.
And this killed everything about that.
The super
killed everything about that, and I cannot stress enough.
I can't stress enough either because it really the super stickers were hoping lowering Josh's blood pressure. I don't know if it's going to lower my blood pressure totally, Mark, but I'm just fired up. I'm fired up because I'm super passionate about this because I really want the best for our state. I really want the best for everybody in this state to be able to have this. And you got people that are coming back. Metro Suburban worked. Zach Lassiter said it would be like college football determining conferences by school population. In that case, mine would be in a lower class. Absolutely, yes, because University of Miami. I believe the enrollment in University of Miami is like only 8 to 10,000. It's not a lot. They're not like the University of Florida where you got over 50,000 students. I mean, right here in my own backyard in Gainesville. I mean,
yeah.
Mark says, thank you, Mark. Emery says, I really hate to say this, but sometimes I feel like the FHA board of directors cares about everybody they represent. That's why they don't ask questions, but they are not too concerned and could care. Doesn't care about everybody they represent, and that's why they don't ask questions. The biggest questions that we saw coming out today, like you heard Thomas Kenna, you heard from Bobby Johns. I was hoping to hear more from Ricky Bell, and I didn't hear much from Ricky Bell.
And he was kind of quiet about the whole thing.
And I don't know what Ricky Bell's take is. I would love to know what Ricky Bell's take is, especially the fact that you're the head coach at Leon High School. The program has suffered, a program that is one of the oldest programs in the state, that has a storied legacy of multiple state championships, has a legacy of producing talent, has suffered in recent years. I mean, they're the closest school to downtown Tallahassee. They're the closest high school to the state capital, and they're a program that's suffering. They're a program that is suffering right now.
Mm-hmm.
Zach Lesnar says also it says Metro Suburban was perfect, but South Florida didn't like it. All sports in Florida should be Metro Suburban. I do agree with that, because it would make it there would be a lot more competitive balance in that situation. Did they let coaches, athletic directors address their concerns during the meeting? No, because it was a workshop. Where they're going to be able to address their concerns is come Monday morning, starting at 9:00. And
that's going to be a fireworks show.
That's gonna be interesting. Get your popcorn out. I know they live stream, but the audio on the live streams is not the best. I can tell you that right now. What I can say on this is that with everything that we've got here, Mark, you said maybe there's no point in speaking. I think there is a point of speaking. You need to ask.
Oh no, yeah, there's definitely a point in speaking, because they're gonna see the back. They're gonna hear about the feedback, and they're gonna like, oh boy, what do we do?
Because I'm telling you right now, there are some major county athletic directors that are not going to go for this. I would be shocked. If a major county athletic director says they support this. Right now, I'm planning. I want to be in the FHA parking lot by 8:00, because I know I have to deal. I also have to deal with some school traffic on the way to the FHA office. I've got a couple school zones.
You might want to be there earlier than that.
I'm going to get up and eat breakfast and then get on the road. That's what I'm going to do. But I have to deal with some school zones along the way and some rush hour traffic. All right. That said, they put the private schools in their own classification at playoff time in Georgia. They put them together in the regular season in their districts and stuff like that, but they separate at playoff time, which is what they probably should do here in Florida. But there's
the state legislature.
There's politics involved in this.
Yeah.
If football, here you go. Another one. Football is a financial driver of school athletics. This is a coach from a 7A program. If football loses money on every sport on campus feels it. That's reality.
Yeah. Football is the revenue driver for every other sport in the calendar year.
Competitive fairness. Yeah, competitive fairness. When a team can reload overnight from transfers, how is a school, mostly homegrown kids, supposed to stay competitive? Head coach of a 4A school that's in a more rural area. You can schedule weak teams, win by a lot, get rewarded. Meanwhile, teams that play tough schedules get punished. Head coach, 7A suburban program.
Yeah.
We need districts that make geographical and financial sense again. A coach from a 6A public program.
Yeah.
Oh, this ain't about just supporting me, Mark, on this. This ain't about just me. This is about the programs in this state. This is about the coaches in this state. This is about the teams in this state, because the teams are going to take a hit if this goes through.
Yeah, because
I am absolutely 1,000% against this plan.
When it comes, if this thing passes, the reality is you can't really schedule any teams in your district, because you're going to run into them in the district tournament.
Right.
Then you might run into them again in the playoffs. That's 2 times.
And here's another.
Them in the regular season, that's 3 games that you're playing against your rival. Nobody likes that.
Yeah, and here's another thing, Chris, that in this whole thing that I got to say. Here's another thing in all of this is that we don't know how many schools participated in that survey. I can tell you how many schools participated in the Florida Coaches Coalition and Florida HS football survey. I can tell you right now that number. Don't make me send another super sticker. I'll take all the super stickers I get. I'll be honest.
Yeah. And the other thing I have to say about this is you look at what they proposed on there, 136 schools for 5A and 4A. 74, I think.
Okay, and you know what? I've got it right here. I'm gonna pull it up here.
Pop that up and yeah,
I'm gonna pop it up here, and I'm gonna pop it up here on the screen here. I'm gonna go ahead and do that. Just give me one second.
You do the math on that. You do the math on that. You do the math on that.
By the way, I've got a DM. I got a message in here, and yeah, we're gonna I think I've got somebody that says they've looked at these numbers and nothing adds up. Just the numbers are not adding up. So what we would like to know, where did you get the numbers for this?
I did the calculation on this during the live feed. 136 schools. You divide that up in 16 districts. That's 8 to 19 per district. So you're going to tell me that these schools cannot schedule 8 to 19 of their own district because they could run into them 3 times.
Somebody said Coach Justin Whitlock on thing. Here we go. Southlake wins a district game by 62, drops 17 points in the state rankings. They can't add that up. I'm just reading comments off Twitter here. Joey Palaka said this is ridiculous, and he's responding to your comment about the thing that he agrees basically the ridiculous. Back to my statistics comments earlier. That's Noli. Somebody get Emery to Tylenol. I'll bring the Tylenol or the ibuprofen. Which one do you want, Emery? Justin Whitlock says,
Josh, if you can pull my tweet up on.
I'll pull it up here in just a second here. Coach Justin Whitlock, who's an assistant coach, I believe I want to say at Clay now, says just go back to Metro Suburban, quit catering to South Florida, and give everybody about everyone else. Yeah, I'm not going to read all this, but also if it goes the way the small 5A would have to play at school with 2,000 more students, make it make sense. There you go. Someone said,
if you want to pull my tweet up, and you'll let them read my tweet.
Yeah.
This.
And by the way, someone said this must be tiring for about Florida to have the classification proposal discussion every year. Well, yeah, it's been more recent than not. I'll tell you that right now. Let me go ahead and get Chris's tweet up here in just a second here, because Chris actually has
the long one. I think
you know what? Let me pull up the long one, Chris. Let me get to that one here
because that I provided more clarity on that one.
Yeah, here we go. I'm going to pull that one up here. All right. Let me drop this. Let me clear these out. Let me clear this out here on the messages. All right. That way y'all can see this. All right. Let me go ahead and switch to this tab here. All right. So go ahead and see if I can increase that. All right. That looks good, right?
Yep.
All right. So there you go. That's what Chris tweeted there around about 6:00 this evening. It's man.
They're too, like I said, they're too reliant on the FHSAA, the max per ranking, and that's the biggest issue. One of the biggest issues we have.
Things are becoming too reliant on the rankings to the point that we're gonna throw the eyeball test out. We're gonna throw anything else. We're gonna throw any other. And people will say, "Oh, well, the computer should be the only deciding factor." And I disagree at this point. The computer should not be the only deciding factor now. Hey, Brendan, good to see you on here. Hollywood Big B joining from Twitter there on X. And God, this is why. This is why I feel like we're doing this.
Yep.
I mean,
yeah.
God.
Now you see what I'm.
Yeah.
This is why. This is the problem we have right here.
Yeah, this is absolutely the problem we have right now. I did this. I'm surprised. I'm reading. I'm just reading some of the stuff that's come through, but I'm waiting to see if I get any text messages. I sent this to Ty Lawrence at South Southern. I'm surprised he has not responded to me on that. He's like, it's like, yeah, there's people that said that would not that not sure how this would work. Okay, talking about the FHSAA rankings, I know a team that's somewhat close to me who jumped 25 spots after winning a game 75-0. Oh, I know who you're talking about. Make that make sense. Because there's nothing that makes sense here, Chris. There's nothing that's make sense. This whole plan doesn't make sense.
Nothing makes
At this point, I'd rather go back to having district champ and runner up at this point if that's what we need to do. Shoot, that'd make better than this.
Here's what I'm thinking happens with this proposal. They see the success in other sports with the district tournament, and decide, okay, why don't we just make it work for football? Well, I'm sorry, you can't make that work for football because there's too few games for that.
Yeah, football only gets 10 games a year. Now you're going to tell football team, hey, let's take 2 games away. Well, you'll get those 2 games at the end of the season if you're not if you don't make the district tournament. By the way, Emery, I didn't know you were talking about Charlotte beating McLaughlin 75-0. I didn't know that. Maybe I should get a flatbed and move my car from Travis Powell to Wildcat Stadium. Your dad has the power to keep the security away. Oh, the running joke. I love it. But I know there's been people on the site reading this. They've been trying to get their head around this. I don't know what, man. Oops, I'm dropping my phone. I'm doing good.
And with the open enrollment the way it is, you can't have this system the way it is, right? The way that they're proposing either. So
yeah. It's really ridiculous here, and I'm gonna pop in the link here real quick onto them because someone's got a thread on the message board, so I want to get this into the message boards here. I'm gonna prop this in because honestly, it just.
Yeah.
And I'm not a fan of this. I'm not a fan of this, people. If you're just joining in, we appreciate y'all. Seeing that, Gazin QB transferred back to Godby, where he transferred to Gazin from the Lincoln game. Wide receiver also transferred back in season playing for Godby since they are in the playoffs. Oh, boy. See, there you go. There you go. I'm not a fan of
that. That's the problem with the open enrollment.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. This is the problem with the open enrollment.
There should be a limit to how you transfer. So,
because there's so much here that I can't wrap my head fully around all this. There's just too much here that's there's just too much here that it's getting to the point that why are we even doing this? Why are we even here at this point? How did we get here? Why did we arrive at this point? Metro Suburban, if you had just done another 2 years, you would have seen. We would have had a good. Let's say this: we would have had a good way of analyzing everything, Chris, at this particular point.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Anyways, let's take a moment here. We've got to we got to roll this here real quick here. Take a break here, and then we need to do our I don't need a screenshot from the audio, but let me go ahead and do this. Let's go ahead and do this. Let's take a break here, Chris, and then we'll come back and we'll do the pick 6 here for Northeast Florida for week number 11. How about that? So, all right, we'll be right back here on the Northeast Florida edition of the Blitz here on FloydHSFootball.com.
I've been thinking about this for a long time. I thought, if that's out there, I want to make sure I see it and I get involved in it, because to me, this was music to my ears. I was blown away. When you look at today's kid, the millennium kid, they learn by being able to see it. If I can see it, there's a great chance that I can do it. The First Down Playbook is a tool that can essentially change the way we teach the game.
Box Out gives you the ability to create graphics at the speed of sports to highlight your athletic department, teams, and student athletes in seconds. Used and trusted by Notre Dame, Ohio State, UConn, Marquette, Georgetown, and many more of the top college brands in the country. If you want your school's brand to stand out through all the clutter, start your free demo at boxoutsports.com.
High school sports fans, follow your team live with a free ScoreStream mobile app. Download ScoreStream to get real-time scores, photos, and awesome video. Plus, follow your favorite teams and friends. Get real-time high school sports from ScoreStream.
Get ready for the 2026 Coach of the Year Clinics. This February and March, see top collegiate coaches, learn from the best, and take your program to the next level. Don't miss America's most respected coaching clinics.
All right, welcome back here to the Northeast Florida edition of the Blitz here on FloridaHSFootball.com and the FloridaHSFootball.com social media handles. And one day at a time, just mentioned, they just had two girls from Beachside that are in volleyball transferred to Creekside to play basketball. There you go. It's not just a football issue. It's an all sports issue. That's what this thing where you're at school, one school for volleyball, you're at the next school for basketball, then you may be at the next school for softball or whatever school you might be for whatever sport in the spring. This is where this issue is just it's getting out of hand and out of place. Chris, I can't hear you.
The state legislature needs to do something about that, because it's just too absurd.
It is. It is.
I do not think that the state legislature had this in mind.
No, they don't. They don't at all. And that's the problem that I'm having with it is that this is not what I think they were meaning by open and choice and open enrollment like this. And when you just move around from one school to the next school to the next school, I got a big problem with that. It really is. So
I don't think that the legislature had this in mind.
No, absolutely not. No, thank you. No, thank you. No, thank you. No, thank you. No, thank you.
And if you're a representative in the state legislature, find a way to change this.
Yeah, Emory's like, okay, Ellis is on here. Lake City played down the clay and used to QBs to take the first one out after a long INT. I'm thinking Bowlsley rolls against the Tigers, but of course the Tigers could have been looking ahead. Emory says, what I don't like is about you play football for school A, then transfer for school B to play basketball, and then you transfer once more to play at school. This is a problem. This is a big, big problem.
Let's get on with it.
Let's go ahead and shift the gears here for just a moment here. Let's talk about some picks here for this week here. We got the pick six for Northeast Florida here. And Chris, first up, real quick, Trinity Christian 5-4 at Fletcher 6-3. Fletcher's right on the outside of the playoffs. Trinity Christian's headed to playoffs as a district champ. You feel like you look at this and you say Fletcher needs this game more than Trinity Christian, but where do you go with this one?
I don't think Trinity Christian got the edge in this game.
Really, you don't think so?
I think Trinity Christian got the edge in this game.
Oh, you think that Trinity Christian does have the edge? Well, Reno's going Fletcher. I don't know why he's going Fletcher, but you're going TC. I'm going Trinity in this one. I think this is a good tune-up. I think they're finding their groove now here. And Hollywood Big Big says Fletcher's been underrated this year, and they're overlooked in the area. Give me Fletcher by 14. Emery says he's going with Trinity Christian. Everybody, Ellis Hall, Mark Cannon going with Trinity Christian. All right, in the SSA North bracket, we have St. Joseph 9-0 at Foundation Academy 8-2. This one's interesting because St. Joseph has been interesting, but here we go. How do you think in this one, real quick? St. Joseph or Foundation?
Give me St. Joseph on the road.
St. Joe on the road for you. Okay, well, I think my biggest question about St. Joe is the games they have played here and the strength of schedule. But Reno is going St. Joe as well. Part of me, St. Joe might be a favorite in this game, but I'm having a hard time with it. But you know what? Part of me says take St. Joe and go with that. So I'm going to take St. Joseph and go with that. All right, next up, Ed White 7-2. Ellis Hall's going Foundation. Emery's going St. Joseph. Hollywood's going St. Joseph. Mark Cannon's going Foundation. Ed White 7-2. Ed Baldwin 7-2. This might not be a big. Both teams are coming in with the same record, but Ed White might be about a half mile to a mile better than Baldwin in this situation here.
Yeah, like I got Ed White.
Yeah. Reno's taking Baldwin, but I don't know what Reno was thinking, but I'll leave it with that in that situation. Ed White for Chris. I am going with Ed White as well. Give me the Commanders for the win. Ponte Vedra 7-2 at Creekside 4-5. Both teams are headed to the playoffs. Ponte Vedra most likely is a district champ, depending on the outcome of Beachside Fleming Island. Creekside 4-5. Actually, you know what? Ponte Vedra actually might be a district champ already. We'll have to double check all the records here.
Yeah, I've got them as a district champ.
Okay, you got them as a district champ. I think so. Okay. Ponte Vedra, Creekside is district champ too, but they would love to boost their ranking up a little bit and go get maybe out of the 8 slot and get into that 7 hole. Because it's a trip to the land, probably not the ideal situation. Creekside would like to go in the first round, probably, but which one do you feel like could win this one? PV or Creekside?
I like Ponte Vedra.
Yeah, I'm going Ponte Vedra here. Ponte Vedra has just been playing lights out football here, and I think they're going to take care of business. Beachside 6-2 at Nice 7-2. Which one do you like in this one, Chris?
Give me Nice.
Reno is going Nice as well. Beachside almost came close to losing to Orange Park last week. I am rolling with Nice in the Panthers here in this one. Winston, glad to see you joining on here. I see Ponte Vedra is the pick for almost everybody. Nice is coming in as the pick as well. And then last but not least, Mandarin 8-1 at St. Augustine 9-0. I'm sure St. Augustine is stewing the fact that their ranking dropped despite the fact that they put 67 up on Ridgeview.
Yeah, I think St. Augustine can be pissed off and ready to go. I think St. Augustine can win the thing.
I'm going St. Augustine. You're going St. Augustine. Reno's going St. Augustine. And I almost have a feeling that the chat's going to go St. Augustine here. Heard one day might pick the Yellow Jackets. Ellis Hall's going to Yellow Jackets. Let's see who else has got what. Going to be a battle, but give me my alma mater by Mandarin U by 7. Ooh. All right. I had a feeling there was going to be a couple picks for Mandarin in this situation, Chris.
Yeah, I had a feeling too.
So, anyways, well, that's the pick 6 there. Emery says I think the pick 6. I think I picked St. Augustine. I think they're ticked off. Well, I think they might be ticked off with the rankings after that because it doesn't. There's something that doesn't add up here. But anyways, with that said,
the Benny Hill show continues after this.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. We'll be back here in just a few minutes here for the North Central Florida edition of the Blitz. We'll do a quick recap and just keep going on this because I'm not done. I'm not done.
I'm not either.
I'm not done either. All right, we'll see you back here in just a few minutes.